Thank you so much, Carson. I appreciate your tech hosting, opening this space for us. And hello, everybody. How are y'all today? Good to see you. My name's Eli Ryn. I use all pronouns, and I am coming to you from the lands of the Potawatomi, Odawa, and Ojibwe peoples, among many others. And yeah, I am happy to welcome you into this space. Um, Feel free, if you see me looking this way, it's because I have my like laptop over there. So if I want to engage with you in the chat, that's that way. Let me make sure. Is there an echo for y'all when I talk? No? Okay, perfect. If it's just for me, I can handle that. Okay. Um, yeah, I welcome you all into this Medicine Buddha space. Today will be a gentle practice. There will be prompting throughout. Everything we do is opt in, opt out. If you need to breathe, stretch, leave, take a break, you can really take this opportunity to choose. You know, in the beginning of Mahariya practice, a session I do on Sunday mornings, we always start with like grounding, often start with grounding in that act of choosing that Lama Rod prompts us to do so well throughout all these Medicine Buddha practices. And so before we even do anything, are you choosing right now, all the way, how you are? Is there something you need? Do you need some more comfort, some more support? Do you need to put away something, to clear anything? Take a moment just to check in with yourself, to get settled. And today I'll open up just by chatting a little bit with y'all, and we'll go through everything we need will be in the chat for reading or mantra, but we'll go through a little mantra, we'll get our prayers read, I'll read them all out loud, so feel free to offer your prayers in the doc if you'd like them read out loud, Carson said, and then we'll end with some mantra, have a bunch of medicine and visualization sprinkled throughout. But I really just wanted to land with y'all, arrive with y'all, especially as I'm coming off of about 2 months of being in retreat, leading retreat, or farming, like being in land retreat, kind of like a big dedicated chunk in Washington State. And it has been a really interesting and beautiful process to come back to the city after being at the ocean and in the mountains for so long. And one big lesson, like in my heart, has been to remind myself that like all the magic I find when I'm out there, you know, like when I'm my version of that, which is on retreat or with my best friends or like doing like all the magic I find where I expect to, it is also in the places I least expect it to be. Just as much magic is there. And so as I've come home and transitioned into the city for like just a month before I leave again, I've been really trying to like hold myself accountable to how easy it is to let the land hold you when you're on a beautiful mountain. You know, it's easy to wake up and be like, oh, yes, I'm just going to let this river flow through me. And maybe when I wake up in the city and I'm in, you know, all of the like numbers of life have come back to my mental sphere and all of the just electricity and anxiety and the density of people, it can be easier to feel like isolated and not held. I noticed in my like transition home, you know, I've been doing retreats and meditation. I grew up in Buddhist temples, Japanese Buddhism, and have expanded that practice over the decades. And so I am used to the normal like retreat drop. This one felt a little bit different, and I was trying to investigate why. And this kind of lesson has been sitting with me all week of like, no, the land is here too. You know, like the land is not anywhere other than right here. Liberation is not anywhere other than right here, you know? And I came back to the city and I was feeling almost a little like touch starved, even though I'm around way more people, Came back to all my, close beloveds that I have out here that I missed. And so, while we were listening to our music, I was making a little pedal feast for y'all for our medicine today. I took a walk right before this sit in my neighborhood and just took like a flower or two, from all the corners. And before this morning, when I was. Oh, there is an echo. Okay, let me fix that real quick. Let me see what's going on. There's still an echo for everybody. Checking in the chats or. Okay, I'm seeing. Perfect. Okay. So just really grounding myself in the fact that plant medicine is everywhere and omnipresent, and that medicine in general is always accessible. And so I bring that up just as an opening into what the heart of this practice is. The details will come and go, we'll get instructions, but the heart of this practice to me is really rooting into my ability to recognize like the power of medicine making and communal medicine making always at my fingertips and like in my very bones, always right at my front doorstep. There's no there, that quote. There's nowhere to go. It's right here. And so in this practice, as we open up to some medicine Buddha energy, to me, that looks like slowing down a bit so that I can tune in to myself. Looks like identifying what medicine I might need to receive and what medicine I have to offer. For me, and for Lama Rod, as he expounds so beautifully with all of his lineages, like the interaction point in meditating with the Buddhas, with Orishas, with whoever your like gods and deities are, is a mirror. It is the way to finding the part of me that always existed, that has those same qualities that I'm like seeking in the medicine Buddha or in Oshun or Oya, whoever. Connecting with them brings me home to that ancestral power I already have. And so in medicine Buddha, we come home to that deep medicine that we're able to offer ourselves, and we begin to become intimate with it, intimate with our needs, intimate with all of our many grieving bodies, and how to really lean into like radical rest, care, and repair. So today, as we start to just really appreciate and not appreciate, arrive, I'm going to invite us to just do a little embodiment practices. So settling into where you are, just taking a deep breath in and out. Just take a second to really be here, right now, inviting our ancestors, guides, and protectors into the space, inviting our benevolent ones to show up and care for us in this moment. I invite you to just find a place to connect with yourself in your own physical body. Whether that be your hands on the chest, or a little massage of the shoulders, whether that be feeling your seat rise up to greet your body, or settling in the weight of your body if you're laying down, feeling a blanket rise up to hold you. Breathing in and out. Just take a second to drop anything able to be dropped. Any stories running through our head, I promise you, they'll be there to pick up later. We can drop them for now. We can put them down a little. As we start to arrive today with the energy of all of these flowers, their fragrance wafting up through this space, even their vibration, filling your space. I invite you to bring your awareness into your heart space. Perhaps as your breath slowly comes in and out, you feel the lungs expand in all directions, gently filling the rib cage, and then release, allowing for the shoulders to drop away from the ears. As we start to just tune in a little bit to the heart space, I invite you to bear witness. A lot of revolutionary practice starts with just honest witnessing. Our capacity to hold and sit with the world begins with actually looking at it, with ourselves, looking at ourselves. So as we start to call in this medicine Buddha energy and we tune into our heart space, we might imagine with each deep breath, a little blue light starts to glow, gain a little brilliance in the heart space. We breathe in, it shines a little, we breathe out, we feel its warmth sinking into our skin, wrapping around the organs, giving us just a little space, a little illumination. If this was our entire offering to the gods, the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, to our community, just this gentle witnessing of our own heart, it would be enough today. It would be a whole practice. We could do this for the whole time. But thankfully, we have some other things to do, so we'll spice it up. But just having this as our base, this kind of open, illuminated heart space, we dive into practice together today. We'll have the opening mantra in the chat of Om Menla Sangye Kino Soha. like this, or medicine Buddha, I pray that you know, look upon me now. Kino Lama Rod translates that word really spaciously to like, know me, look upon me, bless me, whatever you need. When you think about the medicine you need, whatever you need right now, you can put that word in there in your heart. And we'll say Om one long time. Chant the mantra 3 times and then end with one Om. Just as an opportunity to really invite the medicine Buddha in this space and all of our guides, protectors. I'm gonna switch my audio settings so you can hear the bells and drum. Okay. Again, checking in with yourself, making sure you have what you need. I'm just going to open up with a moment or two of drumming, and then I'll lead us through Om, the mantra 3 times, and Om. And as we drum, we can just really, invite the earth and ancestors, and like the heartbeat, into the space. Really taking a moment to... I like to think of the West African traditional religious approach, especially with Ifa or Sheshe, of dancing and singing for the ancestors as providing them with a body and a physical being in this realm to play with. And so as we dance, we drum, we literally call in those ancestors who maybe didn't get to rest to explore this rest with us. And we call in those ancestors with wisdom to let their voices come through us so maybe we can hear their wisdom as well. So just breathing at your own pace. Deep breath in. Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha with our sincere invitation, the Medicine Buddha arises. In our clear, illuminated heart space, we might imagine a blue lotus unfolds, its many petals outstretched, glowing, moist with dew, sweet medicinal nectar. And in the center of this lotus sits the Medicine Buddha, deep lapis lazuli blue. We breathe in and out. Softening the gaze, softening the body, we come home to right here, right now. Are you here right now? What do you need to believe fully in liberation? What medicine do you need to get free, to believe you deserve to get free? We don't need to name it, it doesn't need to be words, but just calling in that medicine. We imagine this blue lotus seat with the Medicine Buddha in our heart space starts to dissolve into the sweet nectar that the Medicine Buddha holds in his bowl. Imagine this blue light or nectar just soaking, filling the body in each direction. Each space it touches, it offers a little softening, witnessing, and ease. We let the light sink into the depths of our belly. You know, any knots in our stomach, any stuck grief. We shine our light on it. We invite it to the table, to be offered up, to be transmuted. And as we move into our main mantra, which is in the chat, with a reminder to get your prayer requests in, because I'll read them after our first chunk of the mantra. We move in with this like blue lotus body. If you'd like to hold a visualization, and always, if you don't, just don't, you know? There's no pressure to do anything. We're just here together practicing. But if you'd like to hold a visualization, you know, holding this blue illuminated medicine body, we chant together for this round, really just receive and bask in a little bit of Medicine Buddha wisdom. So taking a few breaths in and out, I'll ring the bell and then we'll chant Tayata Bekanse Maha Bekanse Ratsat Samungate Soha. Really calling in the end and the root of suffering, some clarity and understanding. Breathing in and out. Om Tayata Bekanse Maha Breathing in and out. Taking a moment just to, sit in these. I always like to nerd out about sound waves. They're physical things, not just metaphorical, but physical waves coming out of us. And so as we sit here, we cast our waves even through the speaker. We're joining our voices and melting together, letting these waves pass through and change us, merge with the water of us and slow down. And so as we use this power of consecration in our voice, with our prayers and with the blessings of the medicine Buddha, the ancestors, the land and spirits, we pour the energy of these prayers into these flowers that will rest before me. As I recite the prayers in the document. Prayers for all sick and suffering, especially with additional and to those that love and accept them. Prayers for continued softening to what is on the inside. Prayers for so many people I know who have recently lost their housing, that they may find the resources they need to be well. Prayers for the path to open and resources to arrive for a new, independent living situation close to family. Prayers that my surgery tomorrow goes well and has no complications. Prayers for the infants, the toddlers, and their caregivers. Prayers for the safety and well-being of all beings impacted by wildfires across Turtle Island. Prayers that I may become financially and mentally stable. Prayers that I may open my heart and to love and continue to bring down the walls that I have put up long ago. Prayers for my sister, her wife, and 3 children, navigating healing and childhood trauma. Prayers for my mama to continue to age gracefully and with joy. Prayers for C to be completely resourced with basic needs. Prayers for A for relief from migraines. Prayers for my tia A relief from pain in her arm after surgery. Prayers for the healing of all the world's pain. Prayers for C to be released from her legal issue as soon as possible. Prayers for A to find community and friendship in his new surroundings. Prayers for the protection from intrusive energies in my surroundings. Prayers for my eldest sister for healing and direction from her most recent health scare. Prayers for myself and my neighbors to find peace, ease, clarity in any struggle, obstacle, challenge. Prayers our hearts soften and welcome nourishment in any form necessary. Prayers of immense gratitude for all my guides, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the angels and ancestors. My love for you knows no bounds. Prayers for my safety and liberation from all negative forces and energies. Prayers that all of our pain and suffering be alchemized for healing. Prayers that my healing output be maximized for the greatest good of all beings. Prayers for relief from overwhelming amount of life stressors. Prayers for relief from intrusive thoughts that disconnect me from the inherent goodness of all beings. Prayers for JB to get free. Prayers for A and Z in their travels. Prayers for support in my healing journey. Support for my son, F, on his journey. May we all feel lightness, joy, capacity, strength, mental, physical, financial, spiritual, and emotional well-being. Prayers for continued gratitude for prayers of protection. Ashe. Prayers for my beloveds. May they be well, resourced, and sustained. Prayers for Yodo, Clem, Lucky, the children. Prayers that the continued explorations and adventures and service I undertake this year be fruitful, nourishing, and effective. And prayers that we may all come home in this and every moment to our ancestral light and power, to the medicine within the waters of our very wombs of creation, that we may root into the blooming, the midwifing of new worlds, that we get free. Ashe, Svaha. As we offer all of these prayers, we imagine those we have offered to, spoken and unspoken, those who are unwell and need prayers. We imagine raining down upon our very bodies, into the depths of our being. These flowers that we saturated with all of these prayers and our intention. If you bring your eyes to the screen, they rain down on us. They rain down on all of our beloveds. They come down from the skies. The Orishas and Buddhas pour divine light and energy into your crown chakra so that it may fill you, so that you may be replenished, so that you may be reborn. In each and every breath, may you remember the lotus that you are, rising from the mud, reaching out into the sky. May your cosmic body be one that you recognize as none other than this. May each hindrance at your plate be the doorway and portal into the resolution, the completion of true collective liberation. That's the truth of the Buddha body for me. That's what I practice to recognize in the statues, in the paintings, in my art, in my grief, as these tears, well up in my body, and I recognize that this moment of joy and connection is not the pervasive every experience, right? There will be conflict, there will be more hurt, people are dying in this moment, people are passing away, parts of me are dying, but there is also life. I welcome the Buddhas in so that I can hold it all without cutting any of it away. I dare myself to be human, to be full of humanity and compassion in the way that forces me to know that my heart has to break for my care to be as big as it could be. The depth of my joy is the depth of my heartbreak. I break into you. I break out of a stagnant self. I break into caring for myself, my rose petal bath, saturating your breath before we even saw each other's faces. I sink into that kind of nourishment and that kind of heartbreak, that your pain is my pain. and that my responsibility, my Harriet Tubman given duty of dreaming is to dream myself out of the plantation, right? And that happens together. That's how the Pure Land of the Medicine Buddha arises, of any Buddha arises. It is not some magical place we stumble upon. It is the very blood-soaked fields we have been birthed into, that we retill and nourish, and are nourished by, that we transform. That's the depth of it for me, the sublime joy of it for me, the heartbreak of it for me. We pour all of this into these petals that will dry, wilt, and die, be offered to fire in memorial services to come. Little backyard pujas, it all gets recycled. And so with that energy, we go back into the mantra. This time, still with the energy of receiving as the first time, but also opening up to deep offering in the same breath. Imagining this breath that I breathe in is not just this bubble of air in my room, but I breathe in the whole skies. I offer the mantra back out to the cosmos, sinking into the earth. So we offer again. Breathing, tending, rooting within yourself as well. Choosing to get free right now. I dare you. I know you can. breathing in and out, we hold ourselves. We are held by the earth and cosmos, and we just take a moment to bask in what has arisen. With this deep offering, we move into the recitation of Shanti Deva's prayer, which will be in the chat. Please continue to care for yourselves, your body, drink water, be nourished. Bringing your awareness into that heart space again, if that feels good. Letting all of the medicine of this session, all what has arisen, kind of dissolve into these words. Shanti Deva's prayer. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader to those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world, until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach into the ends of space. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader to those who journey, in a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world, until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. And until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach into the ends of space. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, in a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. Swaha. Ashe. May it be so. Thank you deeply for your presence, for your seeking of liberation. I'm so grateful to be in this space with y'all and to co create this communal medicine. It really is all of us weaving this together. Um, Before I open it up for a few moments, we'll have a few moments for check ins or any reflections. Are there any ending announcements, Carson, that we might need?
Yes, thank you all so much for your practice. Thank you. Special thank you to Eli for facilitating this. You're truly just, your light shines so bright, and I'm so grateful for, yeah, all the moments that brought you to this Sangha, all the work that you've done to be able to shine as bright as you do. Just very grateful for you. Um, so, announcements. Yeah, if you're in the Atlanta area or close to the Atlanta area, we have our day longs in person at the Anchor on August 29th. So, please come through. If you know anybody around, your friends, family who would be interested, let them know. I'd love for them to come through. It's really special place, and we're really trying to activate just some local sangha here. And after practice, there will be a Butoh performance about gender. So it's really cool space and really interesting things that are happening that day. Also happening online. I'll put it in the chat. Um, There is this upcoming 3-week ancestor practice series starting August 23rd. So this will be an introduction to ancestor practice to get everyone kind of acquainted with practicing with the ancestors before we dive deeper as a community. So if that calls to you, please come and check that out. Um, Lama Rod and Sister Shifra will also be um, teaching at Wonderwell August 13th through the 20th. So you can join online or in person. You can go check that out there and register. We would love for you to come join and practice with all of us. Um, so yeah, that's all of the upcoming things for August, but do check the quick links document. There's a whole host of other things that are happening throughout the rest of this year. I just wanted to highlight August, and also if you um, are feeling resourced and nourished by this practice, I will also add the donation link into the doc. Please help us stay resourced as a team and continue to put this work out into the world. And also, Eli, I don't have your donation information, but I would love to share that as well to support Eli's work in the world. Um, yeah, just continue spreading this medicine. It's so needed. Thank you. And yeah,
Thank you so much, Carson.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Announcements for me. There's a bunch of, if you're in the Pacific Northwest area specifically, there's going to be another, I'm like kicking up a bunch of different retreats. I've been doing like one a year for the past 5 years, but this past year I've done already five. So we're blossoming. So check out my page for Washington State based fun. September there'll be a rest retreat that I'm about to announce tomorrow. Springtime there'll be some grief retreats, eco-erotic retreats, things like that. And yeah, before we go, how is everybody? Would anybody like to raise their hand, come off mute, share a reflection or a question? Silence all obviously is also welcome, but hello everybody. How are you? How are your hearts? I'll cede the floor for a moment.
Heart
Okay.
is full.
Ah, lovely. Thanks, Julian.
Yes.
Glad your heart's full. All right, my friends, this was beautiful. Good installment, almost free. Hell yeah. All of us are almost there. Thank you. Oh, if you would like to volunteer, you can always volunteer too. Those links are on the quick links. If nobody volunteers for next week, I'll be here next week again too. But the slot is open. So if you want to take it from me, I left it there. So, be bold, be brave. Bye, everybody.